In 2001, we spent $17 billion on SNAP. This year, SNAP is projected to cost taxpayers $124 billion, an increase of over 700%. Meanwhile, food insecurity in this country has remained largely unchanged. So I think that's some data that's important for us to know, that it is not because of a lack of investment. We have definitely put our money where our mouth is in this country. So as we explore the conversation in regards to program integrity and trying to make sure that we understand, are we getting the dollars to those that are in the most need? A couple things that come to mind that I need maybe just to better understand. So I'll start with Ms. Royal. Americans in rural communities I represent, again, like I've said, would clearly give the shirt off their back to help a neighbor in need. And really our Southern Minnesota philosophy is, we're all about giving folks a hand up, not just a handout. How do we help people get to that next level of life? And we're willing to do it. So in your testimony today, you referenced the rates of fraud in SNAP. But you also mentioned a little bit about the error rate. And I just want to maybe have you give us a quick view of what's error rate versus fraud. If you could do that, Ms. Royal.
Error rate comes from quality control reviews that are done, are mandated and done by each state, and it checks the accuracy of benefits that are issued by the state. The fraud rate is the amount of fraud that occurs in the program. The error rate is calculated and reported, but the fraud rate is really difficult to put your finger on, because there are so many different elements that make up that rate. So states do report quarterly on our fraud, but they use a form, it's the 366B form. It's antiquated, it's inaccurate. It provides just not even a snapshot, but an excerpt of information that states have to deal with in regards to fraud.
Thank you for that. And, I'm a simple farmer from Southern Minnesota. Error rate, fraud rate, to me, it all is dollars that aren't going to where we said we want them to go. And that's to help the most vulnerable people in this country, whether it's error rate or fraud rate. And I think it's something that we have to, again, this is it should be a bipartisan concern and an issue. And if we're focused on getting dollars to the most vulnerable, this is a way to make sure we can get more money to the most vulnerable. So I appreciate helping me understand that a little bit better. Dr. Rashidi, in your testimony.